Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Aaron's Real Tech. And we're taking a look at the AyaNeo product line here. Now, this is something I've been personally interested in, personally following for a little bit of a while now. I just wanted to give my little thoughts and ideas on it, and basically what's been going on with it. I've been keeping up to date with this basically hourly. I'm in the Discord for them and whatnot. And I've spoken to the CEO and just community members all around. But we're gonna go over basically the lineup, my thoughts, pricing, release dates, and all that fun stuff here in the video. So grab yourselves a little package of popcorn and sit back and relax, and let me guide you throughout this handheld craziness. All right. So as you can see on my screen already, we have the AyaNeo Air. This is gonna be their newest device. Their super thin, super sleek, minimalistic, cheap device, right? We're just on their website. You can't even access this website. It doesn't actually show up on the store, and I'll show you that afterwards. This is a preview website. So you're gonna see typos and weird things on it, and I'll point out a few of them as well. There's some Chinese translation issues as well. In case you don't know, AyaNeo is a Chinese-based company. I believe they're located in Shanghai, but let's continue on down here. So we're gonna skip most of the, as I call it, the flavor text in between, right? And we're gonna get to the details here. So the Air is basically your Nintendo Switch Lite, and the Air Pro is your normal Nintendo Switch, right? That's basically how we're gonna go through with this here. And already way off the bat, you can kind of see they're not even centered. Like, they're not like the same height. That's very upsetting to me. I have OCD, whatever. Anywho, so yeah, there's no physical difference between the two, as in looks, right? They're gonna look the same. They're the same length. The only thing that's gonna change is the width. So the Air running the weaker of the two chips, or I guess technically 3 chips here. Well, 4 chips, 5 chips. You know, we'll go in it at the end. We'll go at the end. We'll show you that at the end here. But just continuing on. So the Air is their cheapest of the lineup, right? And you're gonna see me going, or hear me explaining on this back and forth over and over, because at the end here, I'll show you why it's so confusing, and hopefully I can, put a little light on the issue. But once I explain it, you guys would probably understand it pretty well, and we can just go ahead and go from there. So, simply enough, right? Cheap model, professional model. Air normal, Air Pro, professional. The differences are this has beefier cooling and more RAM, and that's basically it. And you'll see that when we go down here. So here you go. Here's the normal Air. Here's the Air Pro. Almost the same color choice. You have white, black, and salmon, or pink. Sakura pink is what they call it. It's actually a very nice looking pink. It's a very calm color. And then for the Pro, you have the same thing, white, black, but then a generic metallic gray. I personally do not like this color at all. Here are your Pro chips, though. Well, actually, so see, look, it doesn't even show it on this side. So their website, like I said, this is a beta website, so please be patient with it. But just to go over it real quick, you can go up to a max of 512 gigabytes, and this is an M.2 SSD as far as we've been told. In the normal Air, right? So normal Air can get that. Doesn't matter what color, right? It's just whatever. You're gonna start off, I think it's 128 gigs though. And then obviously color. I believe colors are free. There's no increased price per color. It's the storage is gonna be the increased price, RAM. Obviously chip spec. So these are the chips you have right now that they have available coming out. Basically ordering this, I believe it's this Thursday's the orders, this Thursday or Friday. That is still to be decided, but as of making this recording, we've been told, or at least my leaks have told me, it's going to be about Thursday. That's Thursday Chinese time, right? So that's probably going to be Wednesday night American. Or US, I guess I should say. So this is the lowest end chip right here. It's a 556U. You're going to see a chart coming down here. I'll show you guys after. I also have some snippet pictures of it as well. This is going to be the cheapest one, right? This is going to be very casual sprite games, maybe some base card games, or like very low end emulation, right? Remember, you're running Windows. Windows 11 comes stock with this device. Just remember that. It's Windows 11 stock with a portable handheld device. We'll bring up the specs on this chip after here in a minute. It'll be at the bottom of this webpage, and we'll go over it too. So you have this one here, storage. It does go up to 2 terabytes at max, as you can see here, and 32 gigs of RAM. And this is the highest end chip at the moment. Now, this chip is already located in their AyaNeo Max and their Pro. Next, I'm sorry, not Max. Next and Pro. Pro Next, all that fun stuff. Their naming schemes are great. So we're gonna continue down here. Some nice little Blender tutorial stuff. Also, just to let you guys know, you might see this yourselves. There is a port at the top, USB-C port, and a port at the bottom. Apparently, both can be used to charge and both can be used to dock. Just a little FYI. According to them as well, this device is held together by 2 screws. And that's it. This is the bottom of the device. As you can see, the bottom facing speakers and the micro SD card slot right there. Continuing down the page a little bit. Just some more pretty little shots. See, there's your 2 screws, headphone jack, 2 bottom speakers, their custom buttons, and all that fun stuff here. Some more pictures, don't care about that. I'm excited for this one, for the AyaNeo Pro, because it's an OLED screen, right? So my biggest issue with the Steam Deck, and I'll be putting on a Steam Deck video as well, as I've gotten mine. I was a actually second week delivery. So quarter 1, second week was when I got mine. I've had mine for a long time now. So I'm about ready to do a review on it and give you guys my entire overview of it. But I'll give you a little bit of a gist of it right now, right? The screen sucks. I hate the screen on the Steam Deck. It's not the worst screen. It's pretty okay. It's better than almost any other handheld up into the the new Switch OLED. Switch OLED blows it out of the water. Obviously, it's an OLED versus an LCD. Issue with the Steam Deck is lots of backlight bleed, and just the overall look of the screen itself doesn't look that good. It's a 6-inch screen, and you have like an inch bezel, so there you go. So here we go. Already an OLED screen. So that's dope. I love that. I don't care about the weight, honestly, whatever. This device is, like I said, this is basically like a little Nintendo Switch Lite. This is tiny as hell. The weight doesn't matter to me. Honestly, I'd rather have more performance and sacrifice weight. I can always rest my hand on my lap or my desk or something. You know, that's not going to be a concern of mine. You can ignore this here too. These 2 chips are about over a year old now. And obviously nothing else is coming out till the end of the year, and we'll go over that too, because there's stuff for that. One thing I do like is the new Hall joysticks and Hall triggers. In case you don't know what Hall is, it's basically magnetic connections instead of physical connections. So you can't get a drift. You can't get broken sticks. I mean, obviously you can get a broken stick and rip the thing out, but it's to alleviate overtime wear and tear on the device, right? There's nothing really touching. That's the thing. It's all sensor based. Obviously the sensor can fail, but that's a lot less likely than, you know, a little plastic piece snapping or like a little rubber ring or whatever, you know, so have you. Same thing with the triggers. And apparently for the triggers as well, they're going to have dual hard pull, soft pull. So that's kind of neat. There's your storage size, M.2, and it's a 2280 SSD type. And you also get a SD card. Well, you don't get the SD card, but you get this, you know, expansion slot for it. Obviously, it's just a normal controller. You get I think it's about 6 buttons on it, right? And we'll go over that too coming up. But 6 special AyaNeo buttons. This is another thing we'll be going over here. Is their AyaNeo Space, which is basically your SteamOS cover, and then the AyaNeo OS, which is their Linux distro. It's based on Debian. Just scrolling down here. You know, it has all the color stuff. This is 1080p, by the way, not 720p, which is going to be great. It has the highest PPI in any Windows handheld at the moment. That's technically true, I believe. I don't think there's anything higher than that at the moment. And this is just some more screen specs, right? So if you want, you can take a look at that. You can pause there. Let's keep scrolling. Oh, it also has, here it is. Yeah, the fingerprint proof. That's what I'm excited for, because the Steam Deck gets fingerprinty really fast. It's an OLED, so obviously, you know, give good wide angles. Here's the little built-in specs of it here. The cooling fan looks to be bigger, as in taller, not really wider than the Steam Decks. Remember, this is the Air, so this is blown up. It's much smaller than this. But the fan itself is about the same size width-wise, but a little bit taller. And there's your Hall sensors here. So there's nothing in there, just an empty gap basically. There's your special buttons in your screen. Continuing on, here you go. See, we see the 2 screws, that. And here's more color choices. We don't really care about that. We're gonna keep scrolling here, just looking at the pretty little screens. Here they're saying the Switch OLED is fat as fuck, and that the AyaNeo Air is a ushered in a new era of thin and light Windows gaming handhelds. Switch is in a Windows gaming handheld, so. Here's the color cap, and there you go. And here's a size comparison between the Air, Switch, and Steam Deck. And I have a better, more realistic photo of this between the two for the Steam Deck and the Air. I'll bring that up at the end. Back to color choices, don't care. So there's a little button right on the side. You can kind of see it. It's very hard to see. Let me see if I can zoom in. I can't zoom in on this page. Like I said, it's a beta page. Right here, if you see where my mouse is, there's like 3 little dots. You guys might be able to see that better in the video itself in 1080p here, but that has one over here as well, and those are both extra buttons as well. Those are a bit clickier than they look though, so be warned. Fingerprint scanner / power button, volume rocker, no back buttons, so nothing on the back of the device. Same thing, just going through it. Pretty. Your 2 chips. We already went over this again. This is not very true. I mean, there's been reviews on YouTube and whatnot of the chip. It does perform averagely. It's like 30 FPS or so. You're not gonna hit 40, you're not gonna hit 60, and it's gonna be all over the place, especially in a handheld this small, running at about 15 TDP, right? This chip, a lot better. This is effectively like a 25% increase. Of course, it's per wattage. Here is some metrics, right? Here's your game frame rates, including your TDPs. And it basically is what I said, right? If we're looking at for Forza Horizon 5, you have a 15 watt TDP on these two right here, right? This, by the way, the 60U, max at 15 watts. So there's no higher than that. You about 40 to 55 FPS. Always go to the lower end. You're at 40. So go on that one. Continuing on here. This is the quote unquote highest end chip, right? And at 15 watts, the same wattage, you're already 10 FPS higher. You add 3 more watts, you're now 20 FPS higher, right? And this is all in low quality, these top ones here in 720p, right? Then obviously you get down to the indie stuff, and you can see here, they're basically the same thing. You can drop the bigger, this chip down to 8 watts instead of 9 watts. It's just more efficient. It's just way more efficient in all game titles. And then same here, right here. So, Blade Point, I don't know why you'd play Blade Point on this, or like anything super crazy. DNF should be fun. League of Legends, that's got to be interesting. I have played WoW on the Steam Deck, and I will be showing that off once I do my Steam Deck review here. Minecraft runs fine. Terraria. I don't know who would be playing RTS games or intense games on a 5.5-inch screen, but it's there. Options for you. And most of them are about, I would say, anywhere between 30 to 60. I don't see anything on this page that they have said. Obviously, we'll be testing all this. This will be tested. Point proven, of course. And here's all your wattages. Obviously, the 5825 is going to be way more efficient. It's the newest chip, and it's running Zen 3. So there we go. Scroll down here. They're accounting for brightness changes, obviously, depending on the brightness of your environments. This can vary. I would not care too much about this. And again, the game performance and everything tests. This doesn't give you your RAM. This doesn't give you if you're plugged in or not. Temperature-wise either, what the temps are. None of that is listed here, so again, be mindful of all this. Here's their fan system. Like I said, it's taller, about the same width as the normal Steam Deck. This will all be tested as well. So we can go through this here. This just tells you more of the controller stuff. We'll pause here for a second. You guys can take a look. Not too much to explain. Every new handheld's starting to come out with the power standby function, which is great. That is what I like. Steam Deck does it okay. I like to see how they do it. So same thing. Back to the sticks here. Keep going. This is their Steam OS-ish cover-up, right? This is their launcher, you could say. So, as you can see, you can go through the games. It's an animated little slide here. Obviously, you would, click it, open it up. You can choose your wattage on the side, and obviously turn off the device and whatnot. So, this is the Linux stuff. I don't know why they chose this font. This font makes it kind of look like it's hard to read. Again, beta page, you know, mind it. I'd be interested to try this out. I'm probably gonna put SteamOS on here though. Once that gets released, I'll probably keep Windows on this device until SteamOS releases, and then I'll just plug SteamOS on it. SteamOS is just gonna be the far better option. It's updated like all the time. So, but yeah, there's their interface again. Mind you, what I've seen so far is it's not this smooth, but it is also in beta. Going through here, there's your custom buttons. I told you, it's even hard to see it on this page too. But these are your custom buttons as well. These are the quote-unquote replace the back pedal buttons. There you go. Here's a better zoom in on it. Same thing on both sides. I already told you about the fingerprint scanner. Some lovely hands. The SSD, new vibration motor. I'm not a big fan of that. The Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 are very good. That is going to be very helpful for, helpful for this little device. It's going to really help with efficiency and connectivity as well. If you want to, Steam share this to either your computer or your Steam share back. So here's your wattage. 38 watt hours and 28 watt hours. So here are your times estimated. Of course, we will be testing these. I'm expecting to get the Pro. I don't know about the normal one, but we'll see. But you get about 30-minute difference, maybe 40 minutes. It really depends, right? So it's about 40 minutes. Again, this doesn't tell you screen brightness, doesn't tell you fan RPMs, temperature, environments, battery levels, none of that. But you're looking at, like I said, basically around 30-ish minutes or so. This is exactly 30 minutes or so. So actually, this is 10 minutes more. Actually, why'd they word it like that? 63 minutes. These are all over. This is over an hour. So why yeah, but you guys see what I'm saying here. That's fine. Continuing on, there's some funny screenshots and whatnot. This is my favorite one. I posted this on the Discord as well. The car doesn't match up to what's happening on the screen at all. But again, that doesn't really matter. It's a USB-C port with display output. And all that fun stuff. So it's going to display fine. I think this is just a Webpage desync or something. Because they say it's 56, 54 FPS. I can believe that at 14 watts. I can believe that. But on here, I mean, you can see the smoothness in the game on the handheld. But you can also see the handheld's not doing anything. More screenshots of it. We'll keep scrolling down here. More. Colors. You guys can look at the colors when you go to purchase them. Some wallpapers. Who cares? Here we go. This is going to be the first part of this, right? Here are your standards, right? I have the prices. I'll put them up on the screen here in a second. Let me see if I can get this. All right. Here is whoopsie. Here is the estimated prices. So this also shows two more, like I said. Well, 3 more, 4 more, 5 more. 5 more. These are all estimation for prices, obviously. As far as we know, these are actually higher. So these prices will be bigger than what it's showing here. All of these are actually going up a little bit. So I just wanted to put this out here for future stuff. I'll close that again real quick. I think I actually have... I thought I had it. The prices for them all. But basically, it ramps up pretty quickly. So the one I'm probably going to be getting is going to be the Air Pro. Not the 2 terabytes, but I will probably do either the 512 or 1 terabyte. But I'm definitely doing the 32 gigs of RAM. It's going to be way more configurable than this. Like I said, this is a beta page. They're supposed to have way more configurations. They also have special limited edition ones that are coming out, and we'll go over that as well. They all have... Everything is basically the same. So you same screen on all of them, same button setup, format. Everything is going to be the same between all of these. The width, the chip, and RAM and storage are the only things that change. No external changes, all internal changes. Obviously, in battery. Obviously, these all are going to be up to what you want to customize yours to be. So, yeah, there's the webpage, guys. Now, this is the product line from the beginning of this year. Doesn't this match up? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 SKUs on this one page. 5 SKUs, right? Well, something funny here. Then we have these ones. So we're at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're at not 10 SKUs, right? But also, here you go. Now we have more. So if you ignore the normal air prone those, and each one of these have like 5 SKUs underneath them, right? You have your different RAM options, but you know, storage options, all that fun stuff. They have the AyaNeo 2 coming out, the Geek, which is a cheaper AyaNeo 2. I actually like the way these both look. They're coming out with a slide. I'm excited for that as well. A Flip, which doesn't even have a placeholder image yet. And then the Air Plus, which is like I showed you on the other screen here. Where is it? The Air Plus is going to have the Alder Lake Pentium or the i3 in it, or the Medicino. Those are all under like $300, right? Obviously, these prices are going to vary. They're non-final. The estimated shipping dates are pretty accurate, though. So we should be getting these before the end of the year is what they're hoping for, right? Not only at that, though, right? So here's your specs for the new stuff. Ultra narrow screen. We have no idea what that means. We have gotten no information on it yet or anything like that, right? And by looking at the picture, it doesn't look that crazy. You know what I mean? Like that doesn't look too crazy. Or even if looking at this picture, I don't see like a difference between the two. Those are not going to be OLED though. So we're expecting non-OLEDs for those. The chips, 2 options. These also each have like 5 different SKUs. They're obviously you have 512, 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte, 512, 1 terabyte. The RAM options are apparently also going to be changing. It's going to be 16, 32, and I believe that's going to be the same option on this one. The only difference is chip between the two and the screen. So obviously storage, everything else you can customize yourself. And then they're also working on a phone app, right? Space app. It's your game library on your phone. Not entirely sure what this means here. I think they're trying to make it like a social network, kind of like a mini Steam, I guess. But there's no real details on it yet. I can't translate the Chinese myself. There's a little bit more stuff on this, but I can't really, go through it too hard here. But yeah, so we're looking at a bunch of handhelds just from this one company here. So I had one more thing I wanted to show you guys. Let me see if I can get it here. Where is it? Here it is. Here is your Steam Deck comparison to the Air. There is your size difference. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. You can actively fit it between your back buttons on the Steam Deck. Now, if you haven't gotten your Steam Deck yet or haven't held one, it's a beefy boy. It's long. It's kind of cheap feeling. But it's very thin. So what AyaNeo are doing is they're making it a little bit thicker, but way smaller in width. Now the Geek 2, their end of year pro lineup, basically like their Max stuff, which I'll also be getting, is supposed to be roughly the same size as the Steam Deck. It's way bigger. We're going from a 5.5-inch screen to a 7-inch screen. There's more buttons, more cooling, so we're gonna be getting a lot more interesting changes done to it. The Air, like I said, is your Nintendo Switch Lite, and then the Geek and Neo at the end of the year are both gonna be your like actual gaming PCs. And the 6800 U is supposed to be really good, from all preliminary testing that I've seen and looked at online. Again, we'll be testing all that out myself once we get it. Now, like I was saying earlier, we're going to go ahead and we're going to try to... Can I go all the way up here? I'll show you the webpage. So if we go to products, mind you, we had all those SKUs. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4. We still have 4 other handhelds that they're selling. Now, these are going to be phased out, so we'll be losing these. But basically, the newer ones are going to be looking like this. They're gonna be copying this size, this form factor, but they're not gonna be under 1,000. Like I said, right now we're looking at the Air Pro being about $1,000 for the 5825U, and about the 5600 I believe is supposed to be below that. We're looking at 600-700 I believe, or cheaper. And it depends on excuse me, it depends on the edition you're getting as well. If you're getting limited edition like this Retro Boy, they also have a cool duck one. Two different duck ones. They have a gray duck and then they have a normal yellow duck. They have a bunch of partnerships going on right now. So I am excited for this company. I think they're going to do really well. I think they're going to immediately start slimming down their SKUs though, as they figure out what people want to buy. Again, I mean, it's fine that they have this many SKUs, in my opinion, just because they're all in the same clamshell. They're all in the same shell. They're all designed the same. The only thing you're changing is the internals, and the internals are going to be way easier to manipulate and change around, instead of basically molding new plastic and starting from scratch every single time. So, right now, what I can say is I'm going to be buying the Air Pro with the 5825, 1 terabyte, and probably the 32 gigs of RAM. And that's going to be my testing unit. That's what I'm going to be using here. Comparing it to my Steam Deck. We'll run all the tests, all the fun stuff. And I'll be doing that for you guys. I've also reached out to the CEO for more comments. His name is Arthur. He is a meme, and if you ever watch any of his live streams, you'll understand he's a meme. But he's great. He seems like a very fun guy. He has a lot of faith in his company, a lot of faith in his work. He's shown so many proofs of concepts and many videos in the Discord. I'd recommend hopping over to Discord, to be honest, for any more information or anything like that you want to seek out. But yeah, this was my video here on the AyaNeo Air and AyaNeo as a company. Obviously the company's been out for about, I believe, 3 years now, and they've been doing really well. Their prices are a bit high, especially since the Steam Deck came out. They can no longer afford to do that, so they've dropped them down. I would say probably about 25%, to be honest. I mean, just looking at, let's just look at this, right? Steam Deck is like at most $600. How much is this right now? Let's do retro power and the normal chip, 1 terabyte, $1245 for a way worse chip, way worse. So, yeah, it's not looking great. And then it saves you like $30 to not go with the retro. And that's just the Pro. If we go to this one right here, the next, right? And we go to buy, I believe this is like $1,600. We'll do jet black, 32, 2 terabyte. Yeah, it's $1,600 for what the Steam Deck can do. Way easier. And like I said, all these have the same clamshell, big cooling fan. There's your Hall sensors. The Air is just a mini version of this. Here's your specs. Remember, it's gonna be 5-inch screen. I'm expecting the end of the year new lineup to be exactly in this shell, with probably a better screen, and obviously with the 6800U. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Air Pro, 32 gigs of RAM, so it's a bit future proof, because especially if you're running on Windows. You're going to want to definitely have the extra RAM. Windows 11 is pre-installed on it, and Windows 11 can use anywhere between 8 and 16 gigs of RAM idle. Obviously, this doesn't count any programs you have installed or are running in the background or foreground. So it's all up from there, baby. 16 should be fine if you're not going to do too much. Obviously, I'm sure people are going to start debloating it. I'm getting rid of all the Windows trash, and they're switching over to Linux. The extra RAM will just help out with most things anyway. The only downside to the extra RAM is it may eat more power, but we're talking about like such low wattage, it'll maybe take minutes off, if that, right? Unless you're actually clocking the whole thing at max the entire time, but then you have other problems. But, all right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll be putting out another one for AN. That's their competitor. They have the Loki and the Odin, so we'll be going over that. And then my Steam Deck video should be coming out soon as well. Look forward to that. And let me know what you guys think, what you want to see next. And if there's anything else, follow for more. And have a great day. Enjoy the weather and stay healthy. Live, laugh, love. All right. See you guys. Thanks.